Harleen, is there anything else you want to say? Can't do this anymore.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. An excellent film, once again, a very, very positive and educational message from Sikh Youth UK. I think this film needs to be watched carefully by the whole community. And as the film suggests, and as Sikh Youth UK suggests, we need to come together as a community and take our community forward and educate our children and stick together.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Well done to Sikh Youth for UK for putting on such a film, tackling the subject, hard-hitting, and these subjects need to be talked about. And well done to Sikh Channel for supporting and can continue to support.
Thank you so much. Ranjeet.
बिल्कुल फिल्म देख के आया सिटीजन अरेस्ट और ਉਹਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਖਬਰਾਂ ਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਕਈ ਚਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਉਹ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਟਰੂ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਬੇਸਡ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਔਰ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਉਹ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਦੇਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਔਰ ਇਹ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਹਰ ਘਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹੁੰਚਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਤੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ
It's a very hard-hitting film and it had a very important message. I think Deepa summarised the message at the end when he spoke to the audience. And that is very important. The parents must instill Sikh values, Sikh knowledge in their children. If they don't, the children are at risk in the wider world. And I think that's the underlying message today. And we've got lots of audience here today who want to give their views about the film, so we'll hear from them. Thank you very much. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Benji, you played the role of the mother in this particular film. It was a fantastic film. It showed and it really awakened quite a few people in there, and it's quite a few emotional of how this can happen to anyone. How did it affect you? What do you see? What do you make of it now you've seen it?
Okay, being part of it was absolutely fantastic. the message we're trying to give is, if you know you've seen the film today, you know what the signs are, and you know somebody who's actually going through it, you need to talk about it, you need to speak out, and you need to let the families know that your daughters are in the wrong groups or the wrong company, whatever. And keep your children, keep a monitor on what they're doing on social media. Social media is the biggest cause of all these gangs grabbing these girls, because they're looking for vulnerable girls who are really easy targets. And it's all about social media and about the girls who feel that they're secluded in their families. They find that they're from strict families, but they're not from strict families. They're given so much freedom, but they misuse that freedom. That's why they end up with cases like this. What do you want to say?
Well, I think we need to look at, as a society, what we're doing wrong as parents. You know, it's all right to say to our kids, go into Sikhi and learn about your religion. But what is the grassroots problem? As families, what are we lacking? You know, we're in our third generation here. We need to open our eyes up and really address this issue. You know, not just this, what's happening with our mental health, mental health, domestic violence, what's actually happening within the families. Families are living in isolation. There's no unity. You know, people just walk across the road. They don't know their own cousins. So you go on about, staying together and, being part of a society and a community. But a lot of the organisations don't support each other. So for us to make progress, we need to work in collaboration,
community together. It's really important to speak to your children and speak to each other and make groups if you can.
This is one of those really difficult subjects that very few Sikh organisations want to deal with, and I think it's almost become taboo in our community. But it's families that really need to think about this, because Sikhi starts from home.
And I think this is a great respect to Sikh Youth UK to really bring this second movie to the Sangat, because they're covering the issues that people shy away from. And I think this movie in particular, Citizen Erased, highlighted the importance and how far the perpetrators are willing to go to vulnerable Sikh girls. So yes, we need to look at ourselves, but we have to look at the system. We live in this country, and in this country a Sikh girl was groomed to the extent of going to Syria to take part in terrorist attacks. And this is a awakening to the public who have tried to cover it up or shy away from it, that it doesn't exist. This has been going on for 20, 30 years, and now it's reached critical point. So I think it's great respect to the organisations, great respect to the media, the Sikh Channel are covering this, that this message needs to get to the Sangat, and we need to change as a community. And we can't just sit in the Gurdwara and focus on sort of softer issues. We have to tackle these issues, otherwise it's too late for the next generation.
This has been an excellent film. It's given the message that Deep Babaji wanted to get through Sikh Youth UK. It goes back down to parenting. We always look at blaming the mother or blaming the father, and we've seen what happens in this video. We both have to, as parents, need to look after our children, need to know exactly what they're doing and teach them, give them a bit of support, give them faith that we have the trust in you. But this video shows exactly what parents do. All they do is want to brush everything aside. When kids want to know about Sikhi, they don't want to teach them, they want to brush it aside. You've seen at the start of the film, we don't want you to be a Khalistani. What's wrong with our daddy in case? This is what we want our children. Excellent work.
Also, what I have first of all, I would say thank you to you guys and the people around you for helping Gurpreet Singh and the Free Juggy campaign and all the work that you're doing. The Sangat respect that, and I think it's great. On behalf of everyone here, we want to say our thanks. Sometimes it doesn't get shown some of the work that you guys do behind the scenes, and it's tremendous, the effort that you guys are putting in. I just want to let you know that the Sangat Sikh Channel viewers are all standing with you, and thank you for all of what you're doing. You played the role of the MI5 agent or the detective in this particular film. Very powerful film, very powerful message going out. What did you make of this?
I think it's a fantastic film. I mean, the screen itself, the wording, everything was fantastic. It's a must-watch film. I think the message comes across really well. The direction of the film comes across really well. Very well written, very well broadcasted by you guys. I think that overall, what Sikh youth is actually give the message across is very powerful. I think they've done a fantastic job. The Gurdwara together has done a fantastic job. And I think generally everybody, the audience, everybody are actually completely shocked. I mean, it's I've never seen everybody so bubbled and watching the film, and after the film it was just complete silence, and you saw the expression of people's faces was like, oh my God, is this exactly what's happening? You know, it's a very moving film. So please watch it. Please come and share your ideas. And one most important thing is talk to those kids. Talk to the kids. That's the most important.
Make a relationship with the children.
Exactly. Thank you.
Anji, we've also got groups like Sher Punjab here also supporting Sikh Youth UK and the film. Let's get their feedback. Anji, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.
I think it was a great film. It's important that all Sikhs, that even families, support this film. The message in here is very important. I mean, a lot of this stuff has been brushed under the carpet, whether it's MPs, councillors, even people from our own community have turned a blind eye. This is a taboo issue that needs to be talked about. The seriousness of the case where the girl was neglected by her own family, where they weren't letting her progress in her own Sikhi.
Yeah, I think it's a great film. Definitely a message that needs to be put out there for the Sikh Sangat, especially Punjabi community, because Punjabi community can be held back and stuff. So yeah, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Just I'd say it's a good job that Sikh Youth UK have done, and it's good that all organisations are here to support them. And good job, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੈਗੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੁੱਖ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਮੈਦਿਕ ਤੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਇਹ ਭਾਈ ਜਤਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਕੋਲੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਇਸ ਸਥਾਨ ਉੱਤੇ ਇਸ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਯੂਥ ਯੂਕੇ ਦੀ ਟੀਮ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਵਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਲਾਂ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ ਵਾ ਉਹ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਤੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਨਲ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਤੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਨਲ ਵਿਊ ਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਯੂ ਸਪੋਰਟਿੰਗ ਦੋਜ਼ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨਸ that are supporting the community, so we back that. So Paji, what would you like to say in regards to the film?
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I think the effort and all the work that's gone into this film, excellent. It's based on a true story. I really recommend that everyone gets a chance to watch it. Jarur is film nu dekho. Bahut mundiyan vallon, sari team vallon ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਫਿਲਮ ਆ ਕਿ ਬੇਸਡ ਔਨ ਅ ਟਰੂ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਈ ਬੀਤੀ ਇੱਕ ਲੜਕੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਨਾ ਕਿੰਨਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਈ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਜੋ ਲੜਕੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਗਰੂਮ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਿਜਾਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਦੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਗਲਤ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਵਾਏ ਜਾਣੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਮੈਦਿਕ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਪੂਰੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਸ ਫਿਲਮ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਦੇਖੋ ਔਰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਤਾਈਂ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਓ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਦਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਆ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਦੇ ਡੋਂਟ ਗੋ ਆਫ ਦ ਰਾਇਲਸ ਐਂਡ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਪਾਸਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਜਾਣ
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. The film is really good. It's great to see everyone in the community getting together and supporting Sikh youth, and it's definitely a great cause and a way of educating the people out there who don't know the reality of what's going on.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Amazing effort by Sikh Youth UK. They're actually bringing the story to the front line and telling how it is. I mean, Deepa Paji did say something that he's actually jeopardising himself and his volunteers, which is done by to the com. Absolutely brilliant. And they're actually going out there and telling the real facts and bringing the stories out of these people who are going through these our sisters, and the terrible times out there at the moment. Our sister here, she portrayed the last story, which was amazing, and you can't fault these people who are bringing the stories to the front line, and you know what, they don't care who they're troubling or if they're upsetting anyone, and you know, fair play to them for actually doing and standing up for their rights to the sisters. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Hanji, Sasanji, now ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੈਗੇ Ishmiko. As you know, she was the star of Misuse Trust, the last film by Sikh Youth UK. We'll get her feedback on today's film. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa,
Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I have to say, in terms of comparing this to Misuse Trust, the effort has just been tremendous since amazing to see grooming from a different perspective. We usually know it from sexual exploitation and grooming gangs, but seeing it, grooming portrayed in a different way, just goes to show how huge this issue is. There are so many different spectrums to it. It isn't just one single thing, and it just shows that we need to sort ourselves out as a bunch, make sure we're on it from all different angles, and that starts at homes, just as it's portrayed in the film, just as Babaji said. It starts from the families, and then it comes to the Godras, and it's all interlinked, and it just goes to show that everyone and everything needs to come together in making sure that this issue doesn't keep on happening. So obviously props to Sikh Youth UK for making an amazing film that really does capture what it's like for a girl in that situation going through grooming, whether it's from a sexual exploitation perspective or, as we've seen in the film, from extremism and a terrorist perspective. So what I say is just keep supporting the cause, and hopefully we'll see more movies like this. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਸੁਖਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਹੁਣੀ ਬੇਸਿਕਸ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੇ ਜਸਪਾ ਜੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਪੀਏ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਕੰਮ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ creating awareness out there. What did you make of today's film, and do you think we need to work more in raising awareness and tackling this problem?
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। The first thing I'll say is it was very eye-opening, and just watching the film myself, being blessed already to do Seva in the Pant, is actually very inspiring for me as well. It inspires me myself to actually continue doing Seva, and hopefully doing Seva more in the Pant in different ways, especially as well. One thing I just point out about the film that was amazing was at the end, when the Bibi was actually speaking to her parents, as you said to her parents that actually you didn't educate about Sikhi. Whenever I asked you about Sikhi, you didn't tell me anything. You kind of pushed me away. So it was amazing because that was Deepa's message beforehand about actually, speaking out to the parents as well. So that was great work by Sikh Youth UK and the show that they put together as well. Marj Kippa was amazing.
The film for me was a great reflection of the work that Sikh Youth UK do and the realities that they see at a grassroots level in the work that they do. It's important for people to understand exactly what they come across because they've got so many sevadars, and I'm lucky that in my position I get to speak to them and understand the realities of the Bibi, of the Panjis that work with Sikh Youth UK, that sit with girls that are victims of grooming gangs and being radicalized and things of that nature. But other people don't know about those things. All they kind of see is videos, and often Deepa Singh, he's the one who steps forward to kind of take that the brunt of the limelight, because that is something that a lot of people don't want, because the work that they do is very sensitive. So this is a really good way for them to get those kind of messages out there about what they really see on the ground level.
Tell the Sangta, how difficult was it for you to get into character for this particular role?
Fantastic, So yeah, happy days. All I'm saying is, sends out a powerful, good message, right? And I just hope it gets out to everybody, right? And it should do. Fantastic. Thank you very much, guys.
Waheguru Ji Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I think the film is a great film. It raises awareness of the issues that are going on in our society today, especially within the Sikh community. So I think the film, it represents how kids should be raised, like with Sikhi beliefs should be raised, and they should be upheld at all times. At least that way it keeps them closer to Sikhi as well. And I think it's really important that this is spread throughout their lives as well. So overall, it was a really emotional film. I mean, there were parts that even I felt crying, and you can really connect to it. So I think overall, everyone should watch this film. It's really good.
Roy was deep, man. Just artistically, visually seeing it, it takes it from being a statistic that I've read on a newspaper, and it brings it to light. And then one other thing that I see the similarities of some things that I see on screen there to things that I've seen at school, things that I've seen consistently through my life that I didn't even realize. That's one of the biggest things I've taken away from this, man.
ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਠੰਜੀ ਕੋ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਯੂਥ ਯੂਕੇ ਕੇਸ ਵਰਕਰ ਦਾ ਰੋਲ ਪਲੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਫਿਲਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਲੱਗੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਫਤਿਹ। Benji, obviously you played the role of the support worker on behalf of Sikh Youth UK. Number one, why is it so important to highlight that Sikh Youth UK do work like this, and what was your feedback on the film?
My feedback was the film was absolutely fantastic. The outcome and the message was loud and clear. And Sikh Youth UK work very well and help our community and do such a big seva for our girls, our community, and show how it should really be and how we should be united.
ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਸੁਖੀ ਕੋ ਭੈਣ ਜੀ ਨੰਬਰ 1 ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਟਰ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਨਲ ਦੇ ਉਹ ਆਏ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਖੜ ਕੇ ਪੁੱਛਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਸੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਬਿਠਾਤਾ ਫਿਰ ਪਰ ਉਹਨੇ ਫਿਰ ਬਾਅਦ 'ਚ ਕੰਪਲੇਨਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਵਾ ਕੈਮ ਮਾਈਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਮਾਈਕ ਨੂੰ ਫੜਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਸੁਖੀ how did you find that film?
Firstly, you're the number 1 presenter on the Sikh channel, not me. No, it's a great film. Another issue which Sikh Youth UK haven't shied away from. It's a taboo issue and it's been portrayed brilliantly on the screen. It was hard to watch, but it's issues that do happen in our community and, you know, it's so important, as we saw in that film, that the parents talk to their children because I don't think they realise, like, you know, when they are on the phones, when they are on social media, what they're actually doing, and that's so worrying. So, you know, please just make sure you have that conversation with your children. Take them to the Gurdwara, you know, and just keep engaging with them. Otherwise, you know, things like this are happening, and the fact that this is a true story is it's heartbreaking to see. So, but no, it's a really, really good film.
Excellent, thank you. And while you're here and you got the mic in your hand, H Singh Khalsa ਵੀ ਆਏ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਮਾੜੀ ਜੀ ਹੁਣ.
Okay, Tika, are you sure? So, H, how did you find the film?
Nice to see you here. Surprised. No, it's a very good film. I think, like I say, Sangat's very important from what I've learned from this film. We need to understand what our children are going through on a daily basis. We're not interacting with our children enough to understand what their problems are, what their issues are. I think if we all have a part to play, like I said, going to the Gurdwara is one of the main things. You don't know what Sangat they're going to meet there, who they're going to talk to. Sometimes it's very hard to talk to family members. But sometimes somebody who you just meet on the off chance at the Gurdwara or through a friend, they can actually be the lifeline for you to help you bring you back on track. But like I say, the education starts at home with our parents. If the parents are going to be in touch with their Sikhi and their roots as well, the kids have got a chance of not going off the rails as much. But like I say, it's a two-way thing. We have to understand where the kids are coming from, but we have to understand our parents as well. There has to be a common ground. So, like I say, we hear all these stories. So it's great what Sikh Youth has done of actually bring it onto a screen. The impact's there. It is quite shocking, but that shock tactic sometimes works as well. It brings it home.
Definitely. So yeah, just keep on continuing to support Sikh Youth UK. This film will be released on DVD, that they've said, and they'll be handing them out at the Vasaki Miller, and just keep supporting it so they can continue to highlight these issues that our community are facing. So yeah, definitely. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Anu, you played an absolutely amazing role in there. That was a fantastic film, and your portrayal was absolutely amazing. The way that you got into character, you actually captivated the audience and made them emotional, attracted to them, and it engaged them. So well done to yourself. That was an amazing performance. What would you like to say in regards to?
First of all, thank you so much for appreciating my performance. I was quite critical about my performance, so I don't know if I've done that well. But yeah, I hope this film helps young girls, because that's the main agenda behind this film. I hope this film hasn't offended anyone in any way, because we're trying to do a good job here. We're trying to help people. It was really challenging to channel the character and understand her mindset, because if you're in a right environment, you're raised properly, you don't understand where she's coming from, but that doesn't mean she's wrong. She's got her own perspective, she's got her own perception, and that's why we should accept people like her and help her out rather than blaming her or telling her that, you know, she's bringing the shame to the family, which was the parents' concern in the film. And we don't want that to happen with the parents. We want them to help their kids and come out and talk about the issues rather than hiding it and saying, you know, all that. That's all crap. You need to help the person first. She was probably going through very hard and rough times mentally as well. Her mental health was of utmost importance as well. So we need to go out there, watch this film, and I hope this film raise awareness and help younger girls and their families to come together and work on this issue, basically.
One of the key themes that came out of the film was pretty strong, was a relationship that all of us should have with our children and family and siblings. I think that's so important and key, because the stronger the relationship, the sooner we can identify when things are going wrong. That was definitely demonstrated in the film. What do you say to the Sikh channel viewers and others in regards to that?
I think it's really, as I mentioned earlier as well, parents need to speak to their children. They need to make them aware. Rather than being strict with them or telling them off, be friends with them and talk to them about the issues and the consequences of those issues, rather than just, shutting them off. Or if they're trying to ask you something positive, like in the film, the kid was trying to learn about Sikhi, rather than just, avoiding them or ignoring them, give them your time, explain to them, and have open conversations about what's happening outside in the community, or the crimes or whatever. Sit with them, watch news and talk to them about it. Talk to them what they're doing on their day-to-day lives in uni, in school. I think communication is the key to resolve the issue. So yeah, parents should, even siblings, they should communicate with each other in the household rather than just ignoring each other.
The biggest khajana, biggest treasure that we have is our children. And if that's the biggest khajana that we have, that's where we should be investing the most time and resource. And this is exactly what the film portrays. So thank you on behalf of everyone here today, because your performance, although you'll be very modest, it was very powerful. You captured the minds of everyone there and you displayed what the message so well. It hit home. So thank you so much. Wajid Khalsa, Wajid Fateh.